this episode, Kashif Nasir tries to answer question from the popular best-selling book Man's Search for Meaning. Man's Search for Meaning is a book written by Professor Frank. Professor Frank has spent his time in Nazi concentration camps. In the book Man's Search for Meaning, he reveals his experiences from the Nazi concentration camp. He later also explores his theory known as logotherapy. And most importantly, he tries to answer the question we have all been asking: what is man's search for meaning? Hello, this is Kashif Nasir and today I am going to answer question from the book Man's Search for Meaning. And here comes CC. Okay, she's on camera. Okay. So the first question is, have I found the meaning of my life? I would say that yes, I have found the meaning of my life. Go away, CC. I found the meaning of my life. I think in the book, Professor Victor is looking back at his memories, and after searching through his memories, he realizes that he has found meaning is in suffering. Similarly, I would say that when I look back to my past, most of my friends know my history and some of internet friends know my problem. I too have found meaning in my history, in my experience. So I would say yes, that I have found the meaning that suffering builds character. Some people tell me that I am a good listener and some people tell me that I am kind. And I think if I hadn't had a sort of past which I had, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I think that's one meaning. But some people might say that I have avoided the question altogether. So I would say that if I had a meaning of my life, it would be to that I have accepted my circumstances. I have accepted a sort of reality which I have accepted a sort of reality. I have accepted a reality. I have to live my life with a sort of a problem, but also I can choose to live it with dignity. I can choose to carry my cross, and I think that has made a lot of difference, and that would be the meaning of my life. Okay, question 2. Second question which is asked is that, am I convinced by the book? Well, my answer is of course I am convinced by the book. But let me explain the reason why I am convinced by the book. You see that Man's Search for Meaning is not your ordinary everyday self-help book. Professor Victor isn't selling some cheap formula for success. Professor Victor has in fact suffered in Nazi concentration camps. I mean, how many of us have suffered something like this? I mean, I'm not mocking anyone's suffering, I'm just general question it is. Okay, so if Professor Victor can find meaning in his suffering, I believe we too can. I think it was Emerson who said, "What you are screams in my ear so loudly, I cannot hear what you say." And I think that applies to Professor Victor. Professor Victor has suffered. I just have to hear his life story, I just have to hear his experience to believe him, to be convinced. So yes, I am fully convinced by this book. Number 3 question is, if someone asks me what is the meaning of their life, what would I tell them? Well, it's a difficult question to answer because each individual is unique, so their meaning of life would also differ. But if I had to tell someone, if I had to give an answer, I would tell them that they must stop seeking this answer. They must stop seeking what is the meaning of their life. Because meaning of life is something like happiness. As Professor Victor says in his book, that you cannot force happiness, you cannot chase happiness. Happiness comes as a consequence. You do something that makes you happy. Okay. Similarly, in order to find meaning of your life, you must observe and understand the experiences of your life. It could be everyday or ordinary experiences. Okay. If you will understand those experiences of your life, the meaning will be eventually revealed to you. But you cannot just go on searching for the question, because that just won't work. Okay, why? Who would I recommend this book and why? Recommending a book is always risky, because people question your intentions. You give this book to someone and they will ask you, do you think I'm suicidal? Do you think I'm unhappy? That can happen. It has happened. So anyway, I would recommend this book to people who feel tired and drained all the time. People who feel that their life has lost its meaning. People who have lost the energy. People who ask themselves at the end of the day or the week or the month that why am I doing this? What's the point of my life? It doesn't even matter. So anybody who has this problem, they can read this book. As to why I would recommend this book, I would say that this book can create doubt. It can influence you and it can shift your perspective. So where once you saw unhappiness, where once you saw no point to anything, now you might see point to things. You might see that your behavior, your life, your actions matter. That's why you may read this book. Okay, interesting question. Why haven't I committed suicide? Miss Razia, you do realize that my family follows this channel? Anyway, I think for me it's my family, my parents. They wouldn't be able to deal with it. But I'm going to answer the question in detail because I think it will help a lot of people. There are 2 points to this. Professor Victor talks about 2 kinds of patients. One are the patients who yet haven't committed suicide. The second patients are those who have already tried suicide and they have survived. So first let's talk about the patient number 1. Okay, he hasn't yet committed suicide and Professor Victor asked him why hasn't he done it. The patient reveals that he or she has a child or they have a project, a book or something. This person has something which needs it, something he needs to finish. Okay? In order for him to kill himself, he must stop caring for that person or project. The point is, if you have something which needs you, you might not consider ending your life. The second point is about the patients who have tried suicide but they have failed. Okay, now they feel that they're glad their lives haven't ended. Okay, the way professor explains it, he says that suicide results from a lack of options in a certain circumstance, in a certain time frame. Okay, those circumstances, those options can change in the future. Okay, but for you to see that day, you must live to see that day. If you end your life right now, you won't be able to see the future. In future, things might get better. Okay, so if you're going to take anything from this video, if you're going to share anything from this video, please share this thought with anyone who might be having some problem. Okay, so it was a really good question. Thank you very much. How has this book helped me overcome my existential crisis? Okay, I think this crisis arises from having lack of meaning in your life. I personally went through this. The way Professor Victor explains it in the book, he says there are 3 ways to overcome existential crisis. I am having problem with this word. Okay, the 3 ways are: A, loving another person unconditionally. Second option is finding meaning in your suffering. The third option is dedicating yourself to something. For example, for me it is literature. I have a channel. When I think my thought might help humanity, I go on and post something. I have a blog. So when I feel inspired, I'll end a poem or something. I'm working with a magazine and it has made a lot of difference. Okay, so I would say that I have used the third option from this book to overcome my existential crisis. I got it right this time. Okay, that's... How has this book changed my life? Okay, interesting question. I think this book has created enough doubt for me to doubt my previous stance, my previous life theory. My previous life theory was influenced from Richard Dawkins' Selfish Gene. It is a book which proposes the idea that human beings are survival machines, that we are in fact controlled by our atoms, organisms, multicellular organisms, and those organisms are manipulating us. Our bodies are their vehicles, survival machines, and we really have no will. We are just sort of dumb robots. Oh, I can't believe about it. It seemed logical like that. Okay, so anyway, it's a kind of a nihilistic theory which I had followed previously. So the point is, when I read this new book, Man Search for Meaning, previously I was resigned to life, whatever happened. But now I feel more involved in life. I feel that my action, my behavior has an impact and it makes a difference. So yes, in that way it has really, shifted the perspective from nihilism to, hopefulness to happiness. It's a good book. But how do I define inner world? What influences a person's action in a circumstance? It's a big question. I think it, logically speaking, it's mostly emotion and instinct. Don't let anybody tell you different. We use very little logic, it's mostly just emotion. And then our brain comes up with reasons for that. So, I can't answer this. I think in order to find answer to this question, you may read the book. But I think mostly you should observe other people's action. Or you can observe your own action and ask yourself why I did what I did. I think if I look into my action, I would realize that mostly I acted defensive. I acted out of instinct of self-preservation. That's one way to answer it. Okay, for those of you who have watched the video but would like some sort of notes or highlights, so they are on my blog. There's a link down in the post, and you can look through the notes or highlights. Whatever benefits you, and you can share those. And thanks for watching this video. If you have any more questions or any other book you want me to do, so you can leave it in the comments, or you can reach my social media. And thanks for watching this.